Hello, everyone. Post-production L-Man here. This is part 2 of my Search For Seiso First Impressions tier list. This part will cover from Botan to Marin. Timestamps will be in the description below. Thank you very much. Enjoy the video. I think it's about time to go to the escape squad. Like, you get to do a lot with this squad. This squad appears pretty often in the game. Like, you get one chapter where you play as them. It's a pretty simple chapter. It says you can capture the supplies you need, but also you can just bombard that chapter if you don't need any of the supplies if you've already gotten some supplies beforehand. And you also have to protect them at some point in the end game as green units. They can really just go there by themselves. It's more like, oh, just kill some enemies so they don't get distracted killing enemies. I'll say I'll start with Risu. I'll put her at A, because probably around here, because people say she's currently overtuned. I had no experience with her, but she flies, good magic access, she has both anima and floods. Let me look at her growth rates, because I think her bases are just kind of alright. Let's see, 29 HP, normal. The strength doesn't matter unless you're using the explosion to me, that's very late in the game. 8 magic. 13 skill, really high. 11 speed, which is pretty much average. And then, what else does she have? 6 luck, kinda eh. But I think the main selling point is that she has both 13 defense and 13 res. With 5 move. 5 move isn't a lot, but she can fly in promotion. And 12 con. I can definitely see why this unit is a little overtuned. Let's look at the growth rates now. HP is 85, which is pretty high. Then strength is 10, doesn't matter. Magic is 50, that's pretty good. Skill is under 50, so that's eh. The speed is also 50. Her luck is 35 as expected. She does have high defense and resistance bases, but the growth rates, they just stay at 30 and 20. Like, I don't know how exactly to make her overtuned, but this is just going off what people say. Probably somewhere like this, honestly. Because Fauna does learn Rally Spectrum at the near end of the game, and that just gives you another Rally Spectrum user, which is great. But at the same time, if you aren't giving her selection, these two just kind of blend it together. And I would say maybe put Mume above Fauna, because even without her weapon, Mume still has a lot of use cases. Whereas Fauna, her chip damage, if she doesn't get like good strength procs or speed procs, it just kind of gets really low. And then, flare replacement. Maybe I'll put Risu better than Ayame. Not S, because I don't know her exact thing. I could obviously put Risu in benched. But due to the fact that she might get a nerf soon, might be enough to put her in A. Because Null got nerfed hard. And Flare did too. So honestly, you could honestly just play the game without these two, but I don't see you playing the game without these two. Maybe Risu would come in clutch for the chapter, for the guidance for the Indonesian gen, as if you are new to the Hololive stuff. There are guidance that focused on each gen, so if you are wondering why didn't I get some guidance, think about which group that guidance belongs to. Like, there's a guidance with Sora, Roboco, AZKi, Miko's here, and Suisei, and I think they're all Gen 0. So that basically just says, hey, these guys are alive, so you get that guidance. And then there's also like Gen 5, which is Nenechi, Polka, Botan right here, and Lami. And then there's the Gamers, Korone, Okayu, Mio, and Fubuki. And Risu is just part of the Indonesian branch. So you have to have Reine, Risu, then who else do you get from the Indonesian branch? Moona, then Ollie, that's 4. 4 you need to keep alive, Kobo, 5. And then with the next Indonesian ones, that's 7, 8, and 9. 9 members to keep alive, but you also need to fight those 9 members. And since you're looking at this tier list, I'm pretty much assuming you played the game, and if you didn't get that guidance, apologies for the spoilers. I'll be sure to put a spoilers warning in the before of the video. But just going off of what people say, maybe she goes in A. But my personal experience, she's more of a B. But that could just be me not using her as much as I was supposed to. I'll put her here because it seems to be she's overtuned. I'll put her in A because like she has to get there, because Miko definitely also has to get there, but she gets there so quickly it's not even funny. And then Noel, before the nerfs, she was just going crazy. I need to play again with her nerfs, but with Colossus and the fact that, you know, she's an Armor Knight. She's gonna have Armor Knight growths. Her defense can just stack up pretty crazy in Jabai mode. And if not, maybe her damage output. And if you keep using Reina for a longer while, Reina's speed will prevent her from being doubled by some of the slower enemies that hit harder. So maybe Noel might be a little crazy still. It'll just depend on the nerfs, because if Noel's just not that great anymore, then A. But if she's still bonkers, then still S tier unit. As for Botan, she was pretty, I mean, she was alright. Like, if there's anything that yells out a short-term unit, it's probably Botan. Like, under a certain amount of HP, she has 100% accuracy, and she has Deadeye. Like, I think she's the one unit with Deadeye. I don't know who else can learn Deadeye, or if snipers learn Deadeye. I'm pretty sure they don't. I'm pretty sure they learn Sure Shot. But she can put units to sleep or in the early game, which is pretty great. She's accurate, pretty great. Crossbow being 1-2 range, and if it's about to break, you have Lamy with the Hammern. I think that's the first Hammern you get. I need a... Maybe the starting inventories might change, depending. Because I don't know, because I know Flare comes with Killer Bow and Longbow, or just Longbow. Fauna comes with an Iron Bow. Mume with an Iron Sword. And then Reina with a Wind and a Steel Sword. No, wait, it was an Hellfire. And then Amelia with just a Rapier. Things like that. But Botan, pretty much, if she gets some speed level ups, okay, cool. If she doesn't get some speed level ups, then you might want to put her behind, because her attack isn't that crazy. Sure, Deadeye is nice, but it's still a skill percentage proc. And you'd be putting the enemy to sleep, which is great for the early chapters. But in the later chapters, you kind of want to get moving, because there's still reinforcements from behind, or just certain objectives you need to reach. Honestly, I could put her in A. And I did use her a lot. But she kind of feels like, you know, like she doesn't have the best speed stat. Like, if she had higher attack, then maybe, but she doesn't have the best speed, which is ironic, because she's a lion. Or lions aren't that fast. I think it was tigers that are the kings of the jungle, but the lions get above them because beautiful mane. Which brings me to Roboco. I'll put her in B as well. Maybe below Lamy. Roboco, she has a pretty good unique weapon, the rifle, negates defense, 50 uses, 1-2 range, wow. Pretty good bases too, but she's pre-promoted. She won't get much experience. And like, Roboco's time to shine can kind of go down a bit south. Like, she can just be like a pre-promote to get you for certain parts of the game with archery, in case your flare is dead or you need some extra manpower there. But honestly, I think Roboco's time to shine is in her Gaiden, and that's if you get her Gaiden. You can capture a bunch of rifles there and just make her use the rifles exclusively, like make her a tank there and all that stuff. She does get a promotion as well, but that's also like in chapter 21ets, like all the chapter 21ets chapters, because in the story you go through a time portal, so some people are just sent different places. But yeah, I think Roboco's just fine. Like, I think this entire squad, just using them at base, is fine. I think they're like to help you out in supply power if you don't have like a concrete team yet. I regret not using Roboco much. Maybe she would have been a better Botan for what I needed, because the rifle has a lot of crit, so she can just one-shot people easily. But if you do get her Gaiden, pick up some rifles on the way if you plan on using her, you know. But if you don't get her Gaiden, womp womp. Which, you know, I think Roboco's just fine. I don't think she needs to be like super crazy or anything. but maybe making her a... and maybe giving her a bit of a better stat line, or just giving her better growth, so if she levels up, since she's gonna level up slowly, she can get some good EXP. Not good EXP, at least some more stats, so she doesn't outpace, so by the time you get to her Gaiden, it's like, oh, do I want to keep using Roboco or not? Because, you know, Miko's also part of that Gaiden, and if Miko's in that Gaiden, like, you know, if you're using Miko, then you probably won't be using much other 1-2 range units. I mean, this goes to Risu as well, but Roboco has that niche of just negating defense, so she can just attack the highest defense units easily. Honestly, I think I might have been a bit too harsh on Roboco, because in the later game, there are going to be some bulky units with good weapons. But also, Botan has the niche of being super accurate. Like, if anything, maybe I'd put her here, like this, due to the accuracy. You could use her in the late game. And then maybe replace... Actually, I think this could be fine, because if you invest into Botan's attack power, for precision her with Amelia and stuff, then her accuracy becomes so crazy for the late game, where leadership stars start to matter a lot. Because there are parts in the game where Botan's accuracy isn't really needed, because you have the leadership star advantage, or the bosses just aren't that much of a threat, so you can just pelt them until you hit them and all that junk, you know? Because I can think of the chapter where you get Iris. 2 of the bosses have 7 leadership stars. You have, sorry. Yeah, Iris has 1 leadership star. But the thing, or is it 3? I think it turns the 3 once you recruit her. I mean, to 1 once you recruit her, from 3 to 1. And the thing you could do here, right, is that you could just pelt down the 2 other bosses, and then the leadership star problem isn't much of a problem. Then you just go to the island where Iris is, get her, then seize the map. I think it's a seize at least. Or just defeat all the bosses in general once you get Iris. You know, pretty easy stuff, you know? It's not gonna be that hard. Like, also Iris has a bolting, or was it a purge? Either way, she has a siege tome. You might want to get quick with her to, you know, get that weapon. But, yeah, Botan and Roboco depend on what you do with them. And from what I hear, Risu seems to be a must train, because she promotes into a flying magic user, and her magic isn't taken up by 2 skill slots like Iris is. Iris does give you 1 leadership star, which is great, and she can do rescue drops. But from what it seems to be, Risu just having more con, maybe that'll affect her aid. I think that's how it works in the formula. Like, the more con, the less aid you're gonna have if you're mounted. And then, you know, she's gonna have, like, both anima and dark. Or she could just become a summoner if you want. But, yeah, Risu might be a bit... in my experience, she wasn't all that much. But from what people say, she's pretty overpowered, so I'll put her in A, or just overtuned. Not overpowered, but overtuned. And then for Botan, she has the niche case use and Roboco. I think she just suffers from the fact that she's a bit of a Jagan, but then she won't level up that much, so she might fall off, and then she just turns into a regular archer. And at that point, once her gun runs out, you can just use flare. But if you want, you can just hammer the rifle. That is true, you can just hammer personal weapons here. And if you get her Gaiden, you can capture a bunch of those soldiers and get more rifles either way. So those rifles just become her only weapon, you know? And don't get too many, though, because you get one at the end of the map. And if you get too many rifles and don't plan to use a Roboco, that's a lot of inventory space you're losing out on, honestly. Because you can't sell them, so you don't have to discard them. But I feel like that's enough Roboco for now, because I kind of want to go into probably the most unfair decision of the game. Sora. I think Sora's probably B tier. I'll put her there. And you know what? Maybe I'll rate AZKi there at the same time as well. Now, here's the thing with Sora. If you reject her, like, here's how it works. Her recruitment depends if you saw AZKi or not. Like, you gotta say, hey, did you see a dancer nearby? And then you say, yes, Sora will join you. You say, no, Sora will give you a Fury and boots. And you need Sora to recruit AZKi, who's this character right here. But the thing with Sora is that she's a light mage, your first light mage. She can also be a Slayer user, which is pretty good in case you promote Miko to a Sage or something. Or was it Valkyrie? I forgot that promotion option. No, wait, I think it's Sage. Yeah, it's Sage. So, you know, that's another Slayer user. Like, from what it says, she's all glass but no cannon. But I don't think that's much of her selling point. I think her selling point can honestly just go to being the fact that she has 3 leadership stars and she gets you another unit. And not only that, if you've played, like if you played the game, and if you didn't get Aqua, there's a reason why you didn't get Aqua. You needed to get Sora to then recruit Aqua, who is right down here. But the thing that recruitment works is that you gotta have Sora attack Aqua to then and then when you defeat Aqua, she joins you, or maybe you need Sora to attack her again. I don't know exactly what it is, but all you gotta do is just have Sora attack Aqua in chapter 13, which is the chapter where you get Matsuri and Shion, who are, yeah, Shion's here and Matsuri's right there. And it isn't that far away even, because, what was it? Oh yeah, you get Moona in chapter 11. No, yeah, chapter 11. You get these 3 chapter 11. Then these 2 you get them in chapter 9. And then this one in I forgot the chapter order now. My apologies. Yeah, wait. You enter the Pekoland castle, and then you get these 2 essentially after the battle's over. I mean, we'll get to Louis after that, but you get a Laplus after the chapter is over. But, yeah. AZKi here? No, wait, I was talking about Sora. My apologies. But the thing with Sora, it's just 3 leadership. It's just way, way too good. Like, how do I put this in a nice way? Like, that's 15 hit, and let's see, 3 times 3, that's 9, and 9 avoid. The 9 avoid won't be much, right? Because the enemy has 100% hit on you. That's going to go from 99 to 90. Not much. But it's still something. But 15 hit? That can bring, like, something that's hitting you in the 65% hit to 80. Which is pretty good, honestly. And I could say that for the avoid as well, so I take it back. Like, let's look at her bases. Oh, the mic fell. Sora has 20 HP, 5 strength, 9 magic, 7 skill, 10 speed, 10 luck, 8 defense, 13 resistance, 5 move, 8 con. Those bases seem pretty alright except for the speed. She might be kind of lacking at that time. And also her HP. That's why they call her glass. Now, if we look at her growth rates, I don't think they're doing that great. Yeah, because the hit points is pretty low, 35. Then her strength is pretty low. But if there was a light tome that had you using strength, Kanata would probably be the best damage dealer in the game. But there's not, so no. And then after that, there's 50% magic, which is pretty good. Then 30 skill, you don't need it much because it's light magic. It's going to be accurate. 80 speed, so she's pretty fast. 30 luck, not much, but she's going to have high avoid either way. 30 defense, which is pretty good for a light mage. And then 45 resistance. Like, maybe she could use a bump up in her bases, but it's pretty much an unfair decision. not only, like, for a Hololive fan, it's unfair because you can't say no to Sora. And as a Fire Emblem fan, if this is your second playthrough, like, you're losing out on a very good unit if you're Iron Manning, aka Aqua. Like, Fury is nice, plus it's the all, not the all stats. Fury, hold on. Fury gives you plus sits to, how much was it? To the strength, magic, speed, defense, and resistance. Yeah, it's just like in Heroes. It could make break the difference. You lose 6 damage per combat. So honestly, if anyone can get Fury and make it work well, it's Suisei. Or just any unit that relies on skills that have low HP, like Botan. Like, honestly, Fury can help these two. Like, if you're not using Sora, these two kind of go up a bit. But if you are using Sora, these two can just be here then. And I'm assuming that you are using Sora because not only do you get AZKi if you want another trainee-ish unit, but also if you want Aqua. Like, I don't think Aqua is needed for any of the Gaiden chapters, because she's kind of a secret character, I think. But Aqua gives you a wind sword at base, and she gives you 2 leadership. I think it's 2 leadership. Let me check. Aqua. Where's Aqua? Fuck, I lost Aqua. No, wait. 2 leadership. Yeah. Like, she's also a good unit with 2 leadership. You know what? Since I'm going to read Aqua's basis, I might as well rate her as well. Let's see Aqua's basis. 40 HP, 21 strength, 21 magic, 26 skill, 33 speed, 12 luck, 12 defense, 10 resistance, 6 move, 9 con. She's essentially like a slower sword master. But I think that's pretty alright, you know? Let's see, what are her growth rates? Equal growth rates for strength and magic. Equal growth rates for skill and speed. For strength and magic, that's 55. And she's got 40 skill, 40 speed, 20 luck, 45 defense, 30 resistance. Like, her defense is alright, but her resistance could need a little bit more. Her luck is pretty low, but she has 85 HP. And the skills she has are relief, vanity, which gains plus 2 damage, plus 10 hit when fighting enemy at 2 range. So if she's fighting ranged enemies with ranged swords that use magic, if she already has a stat for that, it's going to be pretty good. And then hero plus skill activation plus 30 when HP is below 50. So she's a pretty good hero user too. She has miracle. So if she's under 50% HP, you know, like if she's going to take a lethal hit, she can take it. So you can decide to make her glass cannon or just keep miracle there. She also has ether and swordfare with 2 leadership. Like, obviously, I shouldn't assume you're recruiting Aqua. But Sora gives you Aqua. And she also has some dialogue at the end of the game. Maybe that's how you get the true ending or something. Or maybe you get the true ending by recruiting everyone and getting the Laplus promotion. Maybe I gotta replay the game again, check all that out. But yeah, Sora does a lot of good things. But at the same time, Fury is gonna be great for characters like Botan and Suisei. You know what? Let me look at Aqua's skills. Let's see what else that she has to offer. I don't think I fielded her for the final map. Sora. Wait. I did. Sorry, it's just, this is post-recording. Let's see. Sora gives you Holy Aura. Plus 1 damage, plus 5 hit, plus 5 avoid, plus 5 crit when using light. So there's another reason to make her just a bishop. Breath of Life, also pretty nice. She learns Seal Resistance, so she can just weaken it for any out of your units that have trouble, like magic units. Like, we all talk about, like, not we all, like, everyone's talking about how Risu is overtuned. But if Risu doesn't get a kill, you can just weaken it with Sora. She has Rally Magic too. So if you don't have a Rally Spectrum, but you want your mage to deal more damage, she's got Rally Magic. And then there's Glacies. Add units resistance to damage dealt. A skill percentage activation. Yeah, I don't know. Like, her staff rank's gonna be pretty low for a while, because D rank and to C until you get to B where you can use physic and all that. Maybe promote her early, you know, she can be good support instead. Like, honestly, maybe I should move not Aqua, Sora up, because she just gives you a lot, but not in her combat. And these give you something and some combat as well. Whereas these, they give you, like, combat and something. Maybe I should move Null down, because all she is combat, and she got nerfed. I'll keep her there in the meantime, until my mind is changed. Or if someone tells me otherwise. Like, I want to see what you guys would think. But yeah, I think Sora... It's just I don't know, because you get boots before Chapter 10. Like... Okay, let me think. What chapter is that? Okay, I know that the one you get Kiara is 12. It's also the same one you get Ollie. Then these two are Chapter 11. Then I'm assuming you get these guys essentially in Chapter 10. I mean, they appear in Chapter 9. Well, I already said that Louis gets some use in Chapter 9 if you're quick enough, maybe. And then there's AZKi, which I believe is Chapter 8. If I'm right, it's Chapter 8. But here's the thing. Aqua's a secret character. And if you look at the order of the characters you get, she's pretty far back. And at this point, I'm pretty sure you must have already built an army of characters. And you get, like, Iroha later. So if you're willing to wait, Iroha is right there. Or if you want to invest into Ayame, she's right there too. Or heck, Fubuki, which, excuse me, we'll talk about her at some point, is also a good candidate. Like, you got pretty good sword candidates here, because you get Ayame, then you get Fubuki, then the weapon, aka Anya, then Aqua. You have to wait a while, like a long while. Like, I think it's you get her in Chapter 21. You have to beat her in Chapter 20. And Fubuki, you get her in Chapter 17. Ayame, you got her in Chapter 16X. You get Anya in Chapter 17X. Like, that's 3 good sword users in a row. So, Aqua may be good, but at the same time, you also have replacement options. So if you're not using Sora's 3 leadership, like, what are you doing? Like, actually, wait, let me rephrase that. Like, if you're not using Sora's 3 leadership, then you probably figure out a way not to have to use it. But that 3 leadership alone guarantees her, just being pretty good support. Honestly, maybe put her here, because her combat's just bad, and her support kinda does a lot. Maybe I'll put Aki here, because Power Staff is good, but I don't think Lamy does too much to get for it. And like, Aki and Choco have the situation of Camilla Baruka, Maybe I'll keep it like this. But then we got a C tier unit in AZKi. Let me look at AZKi's skills before we go into rating Aqua. Into putting Aqua somewhere. Where are her skills? I have the ROM running, because I didn't document well the skills in case they were changed. Alright. She has Acrobat. Ultra Soul Terrain costs 1 movement. Nice. Focus. Just like buying Inspiration. Allies within 2 tiles gain +2 damage and receive -2 damage. And she learns Charm. I don't know what Celebrity does. I'll have to play the game again and get her level 30. And then see what changes. But honestly, I just think AZKi's not all that great. Like, let's look at her bases real quick. She starts out as a dancer, but only for that one map. So then that comes to a conundrum. Do you give her the dancer use for that one map to get her quicker, or do you not? Because she essentially just downgrades into, because you can't have 2 dancers, then that would be broken. Like, imagine if you had like 2 dancers in this game. You could be dealing with all the Yabai mode stuff as if it were nothing. So the game's like, you know what, let's only give you 1. let's look at her bases. This is assuming without the mage promotion bonuses, because she can promote to dark mage or mage. I would say you could make her a mage, because let's look at your other options beforehand. The other mage you get before her, and this is assuming Miko and Risu aren't promoted, or heck, actually, yeah, because you get her before Lamy. Never mind. Or even somehow early promoted Luna. Because Reina is definitely starting to fall off. But she's gonna have better, but like, Reina still's gonna have probably better stats than her, or just comparable magic. She already has better base magic, bits by 1. And she's pretty lacking in the speed department by 6. And 9 luck, and then the defense by 6, and the resistance by 3, the move by 1, but that's what I expect because she's a infantry. She isn't going to be using her strength stat for anything unless you use the explosion tome, or if you make her a mage into sage, into battle sage, to use swords. But then that's assuming you gave her the master proof, you know? But anyway, oh yeah, and 22 HP, but no leadership. But this is a Hololive game, and if any of these are your Oshi, then yeah, make them S+ here, because if it were for me, like I keep mentioning this every time, Mio S+, just because she's Mio da yo. But yeah, I think she's a C tier unit, because let's see here, like she's a trainee-ish unit, but she doesn't grow as fast. Like, she's level 1, so she's gonna get more experience than most, but she needs a bit of babying. Speaking of baby, this old man here, look at this old man, such a fragile old man. But yeah, like she doesn't have any peak. Like she's mainly support. Like I don't think there's any true like C tier unit in this game. Everyone can be pretty usable. It's like a Project Plus situation. Everyone's viable. Everyone's good. It just so happens that some just happen to be a bit better than others. But it's also not like a Smash Ultimate situation. Look at me, I'm bringing Smashers into Fire Emblem. Let me use an actual Fire Emblem game. And yeah, P Plus is a Smash game as well. I think the better way, the better comparison is Fates with something like FE6. Like this game, I'll admit, it gives you a bunch of units. Like every 2 chapters, you get a lot of units. Like alone in the Pekora chapter, where you got Pekora and Rushia, you get 3 units depending on what you do. On the Kiara chapter, if you bring Rushia, you get 2 characters. On the Shion and Matsuri map, you get 2. You get Koron and Mio twice in 1 chapter. Depending on if you get Ina or not, like you're getting 3 characters. Actually 4, because Kobo joins us automatically. Then you get Marin in 1 in the chapter beforehand. So if you count these 5 all as in 1 map, you get all of the sea creatures here, or just related to the sea and the water, immediately. Well, except for Aqua, because I think she's like a sailor maid or something. Eh? And like, you don't get anyone in chapter 10, but you get 3, then you get 2, and essentially 5 in a row. Then you get these 2, then you get 1 after that, then you get another 2, then you get another 1, then you get this one after you defeat that guy. Then it's gonna be a while without getting units. But if this is chapter 18, wait, which one's chapter 18? I might have mixed these 2 in their order. Actually, no. You got her first, and then you get these 2 in the same chapter. And depending on what you did, then you get this one in chapter 20. You actually get these 3 depending if you have Sora. But if you don't have Sora, you get these 2. And this one's pretty good. And then you get Zeta, who joined earlier, but this is her permanent join time. 2 characters at the same time, another 2. And then you get Sana. That's 1 character. And then you don't get Callie until much later. But you're still getting units. Like, this game has a lot of units, like FE6. It's not like, but let's go back to Conquest. Conquest also has a lot of units, but they don't. But it's not like the game giving you units like in mainline Fire Emblem. Like half of those units you get in Conquest, they're in marriages, child paralogs. You know, you gotta pair them up, see which mother is the best. Obviously, Camilla's the good mother for everyone. Maybe not the physical units because you have Elise for that. So you know, Norian royalty blood just fits all the kids, except for Kana. She's just awful. But you get a lot of characters. Like everyone's good in Fates. Unlike in FE6 where there's good characters and there's stinkers. I'm looking at you, Boars. And even then he's got a use. And it's rescue dropping Marcus. And I don't know if you want to count that because it's literally one thing. And you might not even need it that much. Maybe it's good to build up Ats rank. Actually, no. Wait. A better stinker that actually works. Barf, because he can tank a ballista. Because I'm not going to say Sophia or Wendy, because those are really, really bad stinkers. You know, let's just count them in, because they're pretty much god-awful. But if anything's close to, like, a unit that isn't really worth much, it's AZKi. Because I could have definitely just brought Bay instead. But I will say, Bay's low magic growth kind of makes an argument for you to use AZKi, because maybe she gets a magic bonus, I think. I need to see her promotions, because it's only one magic difference, and she starts out as a dancer. And it's not like you can grind her levels either. Actually, I think you could if you're willing to. But I definitely wouldn't recommend it, because I think the dancer attack caps are 10. And she has a pretty high speed stat for a level 1 unit at 10. And then her growth rates, they are, let's see here, 35 HP, also low like Sora, damn. 20 like Sora, 50 like Sora. She has 25 more skill than Sora, but she has lower speed, higher luck, same defense, and... Wait a minute. Actually, no. She has lower defense, lower luck, and lower defense, so she's more of a glass cannon. She has the same defense growth as Lamy, and lower resistance. Like, if you're gonna buff AZKi, honestly, make her have better growths. Like, make her a bit more enticing. But she and Sora make pretty good support units. You know? Like, Chipbot for AZKi, and then Sora with her leadership, and then eventual healing. Like, AZKi can also get eventual healing, but Sora, she won't need to be in positions for it to work with charm and stuff. She just does it by having leadership. And then endgame Bishop with Slayer helps out a ton, even just for Chip, or if she procs Glacies, it's a one-shot. But AZKi's just there as support. Like, maybe give me like a all-win Ilios situation where, let's say, Watame is dead, then you can have AZKi as your dancer. But if Watame's still alive, then, you know, AZKi will be just forced into the mage role. I just don't think there's much to AZKi. Like, yeah, you know when I was talking about mages, I forgot about Bay. It just goes to show that Bay, I have a low opinion of Bay. But so too of AZKi. But I did show interest in AZKi because she was related to Sora, and I was like, you know what? Sora, you know, she's very important the whole life. Let me train up AZKi too since they're friends. And I was like, hey, actually, I don't care about AZKi anymore. But, you know, I guess that's just how things go, I guess. AZKi could use a little help in the growth rate department. But I think her growths are low simply because of the fact that you can get her to 20 in her join map and then give her higher bases. But then that's a whole conundrum because now you're just waiting out reinforcements. There's no Gaiden after that, to my knowledge. And if you're grinding her up, then you gotta dedicate to using her because you just spent... Obviously, there's emulator speed up, but it's still 10 EXP per turn. So one level's gonna take 10 turns. How much turns can you do, like, just dancing? Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. You have Watame there, too, so it's a good chapter to grind up Watame if you want as well. And... like, AZKi has a lot of dancing utility near the end of the map if you want to get it done quickly. So maybe I could put her above Roboco just for that. But here's the thing. How much do you value dancing for one map? where if you positioned yourself correctly, right? Because you need Nenechi, Aki, Nenechi, and Choco to just deal with Sora to save her and then take her to AZKi, the recruiter, if you want AZKi. And then, you know, just, you know, seize the point, like escape the point, you know, to the castle. And like, you're getting AZKi essentially the next chapter, because that's when she actually turns into a mage. You can make her dark mage if you've lost Risu, or if you want another dark mage. Like, the game gives you a lot of dark magic users. Like, obviously not at first. It seems to be just Anima Light. But like, your first true dark magic user happens to be a Rushia. Then you get another witch, like a Risu in Shion. Then in the boat map, you get a druid, another druid. That's 4 magic users you can get in a row, like dark magic users, past Risu. 5. So you could add that to AZKi. So if you're not planning on using Rushia's Wall of Pain, then AZKi's right there. I don't know much about Shion. I think she might go into the C tier as well. So, like, AZKi's a little tricky. I'll put her in C, just going off if you didn't level her up much. Like, if you didn't level her up at all in the map where she joins, or maybe she just got 1 level and then into mage. Because definitely if you grind, because here's the thing. If you get these two together and they both have their actions, you can just infinite grind. Like, you're not wasting any turns. So even if there was, like, some time limit, you can just have them dance, dance, and dance, then just move all your units, you know? Like, have a plan for that. Like, it's a time management waste, you know? You're wasting, like, your time. You're using your time up. Your real-life time, not your in-game turn time. And if you're not gonna end up using AZKi, then it's like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do with her? She just feels not much like a trainee, more like a late time joining unit. But definitely her having 2 dances in the map with weather conditions, like 2 dancers, is pretty great. That alone could put her in A. But then how do you value her unit performance afterwards? Because you could obviously have a plan to better deal with the weather. I just didn't end up doing that because I didn't play on Seiso first. I went to Yabai. No, not B tier. She does a lot. Honestly, maybe worst of B, or just right here in the middle, because you can probably level her up afterwards. Maybe like this, but then I'd be doing injustice to Luna with her candy staff, and Suise with her capturing early game. If anything, maybe this. She's just tricky. But if we're discounting her first chapter where she's a dancer, like if we're discounting that, she's C tier. If we're counting that chapter, then just B tier. Like, it's one map, and you can definitely plan around it. Heck, maybe not even need, might not even need AZKi for it. And you don't even get AZKi if you don't get Sora. So there's a lot of factors on that. And before we even move on, I'm gonna put Aqua real quick. I'm gonna say she's an A tier unit. Not too good, not too bad. Definitely better combat than Nenechi. But I'll do like this because what Sora brings to the table, potential new mage if you're Iron Manning, or if you really like AZKi, you get a supportive mage. Really good sword unit that can use magic swords, because I don't think, like, I'll get to Iroha later, and Crony is another sword unit, but she isn't gonna be using any other sword, just trust me on this. But she's essentially getting 2 mages if you think about it. A midst attacker and a non-midst attacker. Like, maybe I might be overrating what Fauna and Mume do, because Fauna can definitely fall off a bit, which why Flare's a bit higher up. And now to Laplus. I'll put her, maybe B tier, because she's a trainee unit. And you know how it is. She needs to train up. But I will say this, her growths are astounding, but her bases are just so god-awful. Like, let's look at Laplace's base. 17 HP, 1 strength. Well, strength doesn't matter. But she does use Anima, so explosion time. 3 magic, 1 skill, 3 speed, 2 luck, 1 defense, 5 resistance, sits move, sits con. But she has 1 leadership, which is already better than AZKi. This is not looking good for AZKi. But her growth rates are pretty high. 75 HP, 35 strength, 85 magic, 55 skill, 55 speed, 50 luck, 40 defense, 85 resistance. And I think after her first level up, she learns aptitude. But her promotion is so late. At least she gets to go to level 30. But the thing with Laplus, actually she does get aptitude once she reaches level 2. And she gets Tomed Fair too at level 5. So that's even more damage. And let's see, at level 30 she learns Corona. Yikes. And aptitude increases all those growths by 20. And I think I saw someone on the Serenez Force just give her some redebuts that keep making her level up her stats. And honestly, then when she promotes into Laplus, she can be a really good unit for the late game. But it definitely is more of a investment thing because there's a lot of units here that can be good candidates for the late game but not have the insane stats Laplus can have. I'm gonna put Laplace there because Laplace, well, obviously it's just Laplus. She definitely depends on the fact that you got the promotion. Like, if you failed to get the weapons or you just broke them, or like me, who broke the candy staff, then, you know, you're not gonna be using Laplus in the late game. She's not gonna be able to promote. You can give her some of the redebuts, but her stats are gonna be stuck at 40. She's just gonna be another... And, wait a minute, I forgot about that part. She's gonna be stuck at C magic rank. At that point, just fits up anyone else here, anyone else up here, with some Rally Spectrum or Rally Magic and Speed, and then watch them be combat units. Because, sure, she has Tome Fair and Corona, but the damage output's just gonna be pretty low. She's a trainee unit. That alone puts her B because, you know, trainee stats, but maybe you could put her higher up because of the potential she has. Like, she is potential, man. And this game isn't really, you know, designed for you the arena views or anything like that. Like, there are no arenas in this game. But I will say this. You still have Amelia to train her up with. She's dealing, like, what, 2 damage to the soldiers and the archers in the map she's available in. But the thing with Laplus is that she can use Amelia. Amelia's right there. The feeder kills. And she gets like 100 EXP per kill target. And then that chapter also has Halberdier reinforcements. So if you happen to get a redebut afterwards, pretty soon, maybe she's a good candidate. Like, Laplus is probably good for the fact that she's a unit you're training up for the late game, you know? To help you deal with the really super Thracia type enemies of the late game, like those Master Knights with brave weapons, the Nilfums, the dogs, not the Doogs. Coron is the only Doog in the game. I mean, they're the same thing because, you know, it's one of those Sacred Stones dogs, enemy dogs, demon dogs. But, you know, Doog, different than dog, wolf thing, whatever. You know, it's a Corone thing, but yeah. This old man gets to be B. For what they do in the late game, maybe you could say better than Aqua. Honestly, her stats being that bonkers, if you do get her Gaiden, like, if you're watching this, I'm pretty much assuming you know how to play the game, you know the secrets, you know the ins and outs of who to get, who not to get, you know? But, like, if you fail to recruit Callie, and if you killed her and you're doing an Iron Man, so no reset time, then you can just kiss Laplace goodbye. Like, Laplace promotes literally before the final map of the game. And that's where you need her the most at promotion. Like, let me read to you my stats I got from her. And I trained up to 29, funny enough. 19 strength doesn't matter. 31 magic, 22 skill. Why is the skill so low? Did I really not proc that much skill? Actually, your skill base is pretty low. 20 speed. I didn't proc much speed either. 20 luck, 19 defense, 35 res. Actually, these stats don't look too good. Maybe I'll take back my things that I said. Maybe I'll just... Oh, but she does have elite, so that's why she levels up pretty quickly. But but if anyone's gonna get re-debut, I would say it's definitely Miko or Laplus. That should be the candidates for it. Like, they level up pretty quick. Or, you know, it's a Hololive Fire Emblem ROM hack. One of these idols that are available in the game is gonna be your Oshi, probably. And you're gonna want to give your Oshi that re-debut. Like, you can give it to Reine, you can give it to Watame, you can give it to Choco, but actually, Watame fans, I'm sorry, Watame does not need the re-debut. You can give it to your second Oshi, maybe Polka. Actually, Polka is also another one that doesn't need it, because she levels up differently than anyone else. She levels up if she survived the map. So yeah, unless it's these two, the re-debut can just go to whoever your Oshi is. I'll put Laplace and Laplus here, because I do not know Laplace's growth rates, but she depends a lot on Laplus to make those stats work. But she can have stats cap at 50, just like Noel and Miko's third tier classes. Well, Miko's thing is because Battle Sage, then Noel's thing is because she gets it if you get the Gaiden that has you with Noel, Pekora. What was the other one? Oh yeah, Flare. Like that gen, I think Marine was there too. Like that entire gen, yeah, that's the one you want for Noel. It's promotion. And Flare gets a perf weapon. I didn't get it. I think I might have missed it. But yeah, there's that as well. But Laplus really just depends on, hey, did you level her up? No? And then you don't have a late game super unit. Like, she's definitely a candidate for late game super unit. If you give her a bunch of re-debuts. Like, maybe it was just favoritism, and I shouldn't be looking at it that way, but if you're gonna give anyone a favoritism, maybe Laplus. Like, she's the closest thing we have to an old man in this game. Not because of her age or anything, because then that would probably go to Fauna, because she's a billion-something years old, or space, or just time. Okay, space and time, they're probably, the oldest. But I say old man because they call her an old man in whole life. Like, I've seen her be called an old man. So, like, if you like old men in Fire Emblem, this is your old man. This is your old man. Alright? She's gonna call you Sonny. She's gonna show you how to change the car oil filter. And she's gonna tell you how to clean it. She's gonna tell you how to get that girl you like at your workplace. She's gonna tell you how to fix up a shoe, because she's an old man. But Laplus, back to as a unit, she's the one that pretty much goes, you need a late game super unit in case, just in case. She's perfect candidate for that. And there's a lot of trainee units in this game, and they aren't Fire Emblem trainee units where it's like, wow, have a trainee unit. They have a lot of levels to go, so they do have good growth rates? No! Because Fire Emblem trainee units, they exist, but the growth rates aren't particularly that higher than most. Like, look at the Sacred Stones ones. The game has infinite grinding, but their growth rates of the trainees are pretty low. So it's like, why would I want to use Amelia when I can just use Kyle or Ford? Why would I want to use Ross when I've got... I don't know. I've got Artur there. Why would I want to use... Okay, Ross actually has a use case because he joins so early. But that's because he joins early. That's it. And even then, you're just getting, like, a slow ATS unit. Like, maybe that's the reason ATSs aren't that good in Sacred Stones, because all the units that can use them are just iffy or alright. Maybe you can give it to Kyle. You can give the Garm to Kyle. Yeah, you can do that. But back to, like, ROM hacks, now more regular Fire Emblem. Louis? Definitely, like, over here. Is there anything? Actually, no. More like this. I really don't know what to say about Louis. Let me look at her skills. first before looking at her bases. Like, she joins Whisper Defense. It's changed to Drive Defense at the time of this recording, but I'm reading off an older patch, the 1.6, not the 1.7. Natural Cover, -3 damage taken on a terrain with effects. And Loyalty, within 2 spaces of a lord, -3 damage taken and +15 hit. Like, she's Benny if Benny had actual hit. Like, no, Benny has good hit rates. I mean, if Benny had actual damage output. She also learns Fortress Defense and Armored March, which gives her more move. I might have been underrating Louis a bit too much, because Gura also happens to have Fortress Defense. That lowers your magic and strength by 3, but it gives you +5 defense. But for some reason, she's getting +10 to defense. Actually, it might be to just 10 defense. Yeah. Or is it just the Rabbit's Foot? No, the Rabbit's Foot just +10 luck. But yeah, we'll get to Gura later. Don't worry. She's also a pretty good tank. Oops. Like, a lot of people say Speedy Armor Knight Amelia, but they forget the caps are super low on that game. So, you know, you have like Louis there who can actually do it, because all promoted stat caps are 40, but if they're like a 3rd tier class or like master proof class or just like special promotion type of class, they go to 50. I'm not sure if Knights have a master proof class. That's why I want to play the game again to discover more of the secrets, like, and also because Hololive, and also because I did Louis some injustice. I just don't think Louis is particularly great. Like, let's look at her bases. Where's Louis? 39 HP, 12 strength, 0 magic. Magic doesn't matter. In fact, she has a 0% growth in it, so we'll be skipping her magic uses. 10 skill, 11 speed, 7 luck, 17 defense, plus 10 10 resistance, 4 move, 18 con. And let's look at those growth rates. Growth rates, here they are. Her growth rates go as follows. And they're all in the 50s and 40s. 50 strength, 40 skill, 50 speed, 40 luck, 50 defense, 40 res, 50 HP. Like, honestly, Louis just kinda bummers me down a bit because, you know, she feels like a last-minute character, I think. But yet there's a CG art of her with Amelia and the rest of Holo-Ets. Oh, she has 10 magic base now. Huh. Must have missed that. Or maybe I just wrote it wrong. Maybe I just wrote it incorrectly. I know I never gave her anything. Like, I treated Loi like a bum. Like a bum. I guess 10 magic's pretty good for a magic lance. But that brings me to my point. She has 18 con, which is pretty sweet. But the thing is, you already have, like, Suisei, Null, Choco, doing, like, the high con capturing stuff and tanking, particularly for Null. And at that point, you've already started to promote units, I think. It was just me with Null because she leveled up so freaking much from all those halberdiers. But in the next chapter, you definitely might start promoting characters, because I think you have like 3 or 2 Holo Emblems at the moment. But I just don't think Louis is pretty good. Like, her growth rates don't really stand out. They're just there. Like, those growth rates, they just exist. Like, my Louis, I got her to level 12, and I don't know what her base level was. I think it was 8 or something. Actually, let me check her base strength. Her base strength is actually pretty decent at 12. If anything, I think it could use a buff. And excuse me. Sorry. But I think that her res was buffed. I think I did say this, that yeah, her res got buffed in a later patch. Let's see here. Oh yeah, it says here that in 1.7 no, not 1.7, it was 1.4 or something, I think. No, it was 1.5 stat changes. She got +3 res, so that used to be 7 res, but that's 10 res, and I feel like that makes a difference. Actually, there's another thing here about Louis. Let's see. yeah, the personal being drive instead of spur. Ah, there it is. It was for 1.5. Louis was hard to promote without any real indication of what to do. I gave her a quick talk after preps and made Amelia able to recruit her. I moved Laplus to a more favorable position to not get sniped by the Sal's reinforcements. For a certain... Okay. The Laplus thing, I don't know if it matters much, because the Louis just went in and got Laplus. That's it. Oh, I get it now. I get it. It's just I waited till the reinforcements ended to get Louis. But that's what I wanted to say about Louis in that chapter, is that Louis can actually do something in chapter 9, unlike Laplus. But it pretty much depends on how much you sped through, like if you had a good plan to go through with it. Because there is a reinforcement that's Saya style, aka lots of leadership, you're screwed, lots of hit rates not going your way. So if you didn't have a plan to get Louis early, Laplus gets sniped. But if you definitely waited out a bit, or if you weren't able to wait it out as much, and you have to fight all the halberdiers, obviously that's where Null starts shining again. But if you manage to get Louis, she's also a good tank for all those halberdiers. But the thing with Louis is that you want to give her places to shine early on, because Null definitely has an unfair advantage at base, not only having a skill that lets her do offense like a Colossus. Sure, it's a skill percentage chance, but with Null's crazy strength, it's just a one-hit KO button. And Louis not having any, like, outstanding growths doesn't help either. I don't know if her growth rates are, like, a reference to something, but she definitely feels like she needs a bit more love, you know, to, like, what to do. And also, like, Louis, apparently indication of what to promote into. And judging by her sprite, yeah, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to promote her into a general. But I just don't think Louis has much going on. Like, she's my least favorite unit in the game, design-wise. Maybe just for that I'll put her below Bai, because Bai still has the nuke potential. Because Louis definitely has to fight with Null, and Null has 2 weapons. She has 1. Sure, in promotion they match the weapons, but not in weapon rank. And Null also just happens to have a 3rd promotion. From what I know, because this is a first impressions tier list, Louis just ain't got much going for me. Like, you could definitely make a better case for AZKi. Like, she's gonna be there more time. Like, AZKi's gonna be there for a bit more time. Like I just said. Sorry, I'm scrambling the words. And if you're using AZKi, you can probably get some of those reinforcements that, you know, the run into AZKi, or just have AZKi kill them, you know, for some EXP. Because by the time Louis is there, you've probably found a way to deal with all the reinforcements, because there's a lot of them. So I would say Louis essentially joins the next chapter, but she joins this chapter. Like, she definitely falls in the category of AZKi. But AZKi can definitely just have more supportive opportunities than Louis. Like, Louis is literally just Armor Knight with good movement, from what seems to be. I think Spur defense is gonna be a lot better for her in future patches. Like, she can... Like, Loyalty is gonna be pretty good. Natural cover as well. Like, probably better tank against magic than Null, and I think that's definitely true. Maybe some more outstanding growths would be good for her. Because all of her growth rates are either a coin flip or less than a coin flip. She's probably relying on bases the most. Like, she just feels like... She feels... Like, if anyone has feel bad moment, it's probably her. You know, it's just probably her. There will be stat changes, I think, at some point. There were some stat changes, because Louis got buffed by 3 res. Luna got the 6 magic, like I told you. And Null got hit with a nerf. And so did Flare. Fauna got the buff. Yeah, ooh, and it says here, Ina, that Ina was just desperate for a buff. Oh dear. But yeah, Louis. Oh, that's right. I have it on another tab. You guys were able to read it. My apologies. But yeah, I think Louis just kind of there, you know. Like, I don't think there's much, so you can see the history there. But yeah, Louis just gonna be not one of my favorite units, and I already rated Lamy. Like, these 3 units you get in that chapter, for me they're all kind of B. And if anyone's the better B, it's Laplus, because if you actually train her up and take care of the weapons, not to break them, you can get a decent candidate for late game if her promotion really is that good. I should play that chapter, honestly. I still have a chapter 21 that's safe because Whole Life Gamer's Guide. So, yeah. And before we go to the other units, I just want to say how funny it is that Ina got the most buffs out of everyone here. Like, everyone here is a pretty good unit. And in case of these two, they needed the nerfs. She had to get a ton of them. But now, we're not gonna be rating Ina because I did not get her. I did not even get a chance to use her or just like theorize what she would be. So don't worry, we're still skipping Ina. The next unit is going to be Pekora. And I really don't know where to rate Pekora, honestly. Now, as we rate Pekora, something I want to bring up is she joins at a pretty high level, level 17. And Pekora, you could honestly see her as more of a utility unit despite her... the fact that she, you know, seems to be, the killer rabbit put her into combat. I don't think so. I think making her an assassin won't be doing too much, because you already got a better lethality user, in my opinion. Corone right here. But Pekora, you promoted to rogue. That's pretty good utility you're getting. And if you give her a few levels, she can gain some good speed. And she has leadership, so she can do like the Sora role, where she can just sit back, do support. And honestly, the fact she's at a high level, you can either give her a few more levels or just I don't know, just go ahead and promote her. Let's look at her bases. 26 HP, which is kind of rough. 12 strength, also rough at that point in the game. And then you have, well, actually I don't think 12 strength is that rough for a unpromoted unit, but for someone who joins level 17, that is pretty rough. But she does have the same base strength as Zeta, who's also like a rogue as well. So maybe she could get a few levels and outstrength her. But Zeta has higher speed. But then there's Moona, who has 4 more strength than her. But Moona's Sting, you know, she can use lances, so she's gonna be doing better use of that strength. Let's see, an unpromoted unit here that we get that has better strength than her. So we say back in chapter 2, I think it is, because there's prologue. Either way, at this point, you're gonna have units with better strength, like Null joins with 13 strength, but Null's already a different case. And this is Null before, then not before, after the nerfs, with that 80% growth, and Flare before the nerfs, she had 16 strength. And then you have Choco, who joins with 19, and then Aki, who joins with 17, but strength is not really something you should be focusing on. Like I said, this game, if you're playing on Seiso, you can make anyone pretty much good. And even if you don't wanna like invest into characters heavily for Yabai mode, everyone still has their use. So like, even if she's not the combat god you want her to be, the Juggernaut, she's still gonna be useful to you. It's like a bit of a fate situation, which is nice. But Pekora, like, these bases are pretty alright for the point of the game she joins. I unironically had a Mume who had 14 strength in levels. Like, I don't know how my Mume leveled up that much. Like, let's compare Mume and Pekora's strength growths. I'll also read Pekora's strength growths. Pekora has 45 strength. Mume has 35, so I don't know how she leveled up that fast. But Pekora's growth rates go 35 HP, 45 strength, 30 magic, 35 skill, 50 speed, 60 luck, 35 defense, 30 res, with their base stats looking like 26 HP, 12 strength, 2 magic, 10 skill, 17 speed, 9 luck, 6 defense, 3 resistance, 6 move, 8 con, but she has 2 leadership. Like, I'm just saying, you want some worth out of Pekora? Like, she can do that without needing much investment. You could give her a few levels to cap her speed in case you want her to, because I don't think there's going to be many enemies in the late game that want you to have, like, giga numbers of speed, and even if they do, you can fix that with both Rally Speed, or possible Rally Spectrum, or Rally Spectrum. Which in turn, right, can just... And then there's an item called the Speed Wings. I don't know if it's a Gaiden or regular map where you get it. And if it's a Gaiden, then if you don't get it, oh dear. But if you have both those things together, like a Rally and Speed Wings, that's 17 speed she's getting. 17. And if... I don't know the promotion bonus exactly. All I know it says a Sacred Stones promotion bonuses, so they're not that good. Unless you, like, use the Master Proof or, like, one of the special promotions, and then those gains are pretty good. But Pekora, you know, she's gonna be thrown into Rogue. If she gets more speed, alright. Like, you could just get her to some levels. I think she can go on bottom of A tier, because she can just do solid, Thief utility later on. But Mume gets more credit because, you know, she's doing a lot of thief things earlier. And you're at a point in the game where it's like, do I want to feel the thief for this when it's just the chest key? Because she can provide the leadership, but that's about it. And that's a pretty good thing, too, to have. Like, unironically, I think if it wasn't for Mume's early game and possible use of the Civilization weapon, Pekora could be the best thief in the game, because you can promote her to the rogue and you have lock touch right there. You can probably make her an assassin and make the combat work thanks to her personal skill. I forgot the name. Damn. Wait a minute. Let me open up the ROM and look up the name, because there it is. Okay, it's called Rabbit's Luck. Luck percentage chance to move again after turn, which is pretty good. You could also give her the... Which one had the luck? I forgot, because there are items in this game that increase a certain stat by 10. It's not the B-Sage Shield. That's for strength and magic. I can't believe I forgot who has it. Ah, Rabbit's Foot, which unironically is a rabbit thing. And it prevents critical, so if there's like a lone enemy you didn't look at, it's possible she might either dodge, or she can take the hit and there's crit. She can't take the hit if there's a crit, right? There's a high chance she won't get crit. And she also has lethality, but I think that's the assassin skill. But I'm just reading that skill she already has on mine. Like, she learns Assassinate and Despoil. Assassinate, I think my Corone has it, but I think Chloe could also have it. Like, she's also the other assassin you get in the game. Let's see here. Gridmaster and Read Precision and Swamp. Yeah, it is Corone. I can read the Assassinate there. Actually, no. Okay, Assassinate basically added some damage output. But Pekora's thing, I would say... Oh, no, wait, she does have Assassinate. When initiating damage at one range, +2 damage double attacks before counter. So she has Desperation +2 damage. So, like, if your Pekora leveled up good in damage, you could consider making her your assassin. But if you're not investing much into Pekora, and you need a thief, like, she's right there. Like, she is right there. Maybe better than Botan, but Botan's there for a few parts of the game where you do need that accuracy, and that accuracy is really, really helpful. Maybe I could move like this, because, like, I don't know. Maybe I'll just keep it like this, because the thing with Pekora is that she brings something to the table that's a lot better than just combat, but she still has combat if you need her to do some combat, or if she got stats to do combat. But I think she's a lot better as a thief rather than just doing combat. She can learn Death Spoil, but I think in the game, once you you can just capture, sell some weapons, and you can no longer learn the warp and rescue stuff at the time of recording this video, which pretty much sucks. So maybe Death Spoil brings her up a bit just for gold usage. If anything, maybe swap these two in position, because she has thief utility, but you have Moome early on doing that utility. Because in the later parts of the game, you want Steel Plus, and Pekora does not have... I'm reading off the Excel sheet. She does not have the con for Steel Plus. She has 8. I promoted mine to an Assassin thinking, oh, for her skills, and she has 9. Like, what kind of axes and lances are you stealing with that? You're going to be stealing mostly swords. But I think in this game, like, the sword users are plentiful. And heck, some of the units don't even need most of the swords that you want. Like, Anya basically only wants to use Karis and probably Sleep Sword for some maps where you want to disable an enemy. Oh yeah, that's a thing. Like, if you see a steel sword, capture the guy. Don't even bother stealing, just capture. You know, just to make sure you really do get it somehow. But yeah, you could also sleep the guy. But like, she gets Karis, and then if you get the Hollow Indonesia, a Gaiden, you know, you get Antithesis. You know, Pekora recruits Moona. But like, that's for Yabai. Because like, Amelia is probably going to be able to recruit everyone on Seiso mode. But I could also consider that, like, since you can recruit, since it's possible that Amelia might be able to recruit everyone on Seiso mode, like, maybe her recruiting Moona isn't the thing to be considered. But then again, Moona only has 1 leadership, so I don't know. But having all of the Hollow Indonesia members kinda makes it that, you know, you're gonna get that Gaiden. Like, you want that Gaiden, you know? So I really don't know what to say here to Pekora. I don't think I'm gonna contribute recruits there, even though I just gave it to Sora, but that's mainly because of Aqua. Because Aqua is legitimately kind of a really good Swordmaster type unit to have, and she has 2 leadership as well. Like, Aqua is good. Aqua is really good. But I'm struggling to put her, like, anywhere. I think I'll just put her there because she's a good unit you get at a decent rate, honestly. As for the next unit that we could be talking about, because I think Pekora doesn't have really much to say. She's just good thief utility. You know, you can make her do combat. You can make her use Death Spoil for those late game staffs that you want. But then again, that's luck percentage chance based. So you could either save up money, sell weapons you're not using, because this is a tight economy. And then you have units that can learn Bargain. I think it's just 1 unit that can learn Bargain. Let me check my ROM. There was someone that could learn Bargain. Oh, Moona learns Keep Up. I think that might be new. I don't think I ever saw that, or maybe I just ignored it. Sorry. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Botan learns Double Lion, because, you know, La Lion and crit. Okay, so maybe going up because of that. But she gets a while to get there, just like with Lamy. And if Lamy's going down here despite the fact she gets Power Staff, then Botan should just stay there. Like, a lot of the early game units get really good skills. Let's see, Barricade and Lightweight. I don't know what Lightweight does. That's for Kobo. We'll get to her later. That's right, Moome is the one that learns Bargain. And if Bargain stacks up with the silver card, then it's like, why do I need Death Spoil? Which, it's luck percentage based. I could just be shopping with Moome instead. Like, damn, Moome, you still have use afterwards. Maybe this is more accurate, because damn, Moome, damn. Like, if you're using Moome long term, Pekora's just gonna be there as your second thief, basically, because there's a lot of chess spread about. Sometimes it might be nice to bring a second thief. Like, in the chapter you have to run from Crony for 3 maps in a row. There's chests on separate areas. You could send Pekora or Mume to one side, so, you know, you can beat the chapter early. And then, you know, there's 2 opposite shops on each part. You could send each other shopping, which is, I mean, that just adds the Mume. She doesn't need to use the silver card if you make her learn bargain if you're using her. Like, damn, Mume good, even without civilization. Ooh, maybe that's a penalty for Fauna. Maybe that's a penalty for Fauna right there. This rally move is good, but damn, Fauna, like, you get Spectrum later. That's assuming they use you, because, you know, Fauna, you're green, so early game Archer. Either way, Pekora just made me think about how Mume is just really fucking good for some reason. Not like, all of your thieves are probably not gonna be the best at combat, but yeah, there's that. Before I keep talking about thieves, you know what? Maybe I'll just talk about all of them. Like, the other 2 thieves you get are cats. Funny enough. Oh wait a minute, the orca whale. The cats like fish, I think. So that works out on its own. Oops, the screen went black again. My apologies, everyone. But it's time for Rushia. Yay! I'm gonna be for real. I think Rushia goes here. Like, she's definitely got more use than some of these guys because of her phantoms. But that's about it, really. Because later in the game, you kind of get the best phantom user in the game. And if you really need, like, phantoms later on, you have Callie right here. Or if you promoted Shion into a summoner, or if you didn't promote Risu into the Flying Witch for some reason, you made her a summoner. But I think Rushia's alright. She provides summoning utility for a part in the game you probably didn't promote Risu. And let's be for real, if Risu really is as overtuned as everyone's saying, then you didn't make her a summoner. You made her a Flying Witch. But the summoner is pretty good for when you have it. But Rushia really doesn't need the stats if she's just going to be summoning phantoms. And if you're using her temporarily, maybe promoting her won't be such a good idea. You could save that whole emblem for someone else. But honestly, she can do good magic chip. You know, just like Kobo afterwards. But yeah, I don't think Rushia just goes anywhere higher. She's really tanky. She's extremely tanky, you know, Petan moment. But let's look at her skills. And don't worry about her speed stat. It's really, really, really slow. Really, really, really slow. She learns Glacies and Barricade. Okay, Glacies is pretty good. And like, this is assuming you promote her to Necromancer. She even has her own unique tome, Necromancy. The description says Rusia's magic. And it's a really funny weapon to look at. 12 con, which is nice. She can probably capture some lower con enemies. She has Barricade Plus, and combat damage received equals half of the damage struck last. Yikes. Adept, Great Shield. Ooh. And Summon. Oh, we already know that. And Spur Defense. Oh, something about Summon. She gets double Summon for some reason if you promote her, which is funny. But she can't do 2 summons, so don't worry. The thing is, right? Rushia, you really won't need her much. You can probably use her to send some phantoms to the treasure room in the chapter you get Aqua. But I think everyone's done a strategy just to send everyone there to the treasure room. So I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. Like, Rushia is pretty tanky, but not too tanky. Like, then again, it just all depends on, like, favoritism and stuff. Maybe like this, but flying's too good in some other later maps. But then again, she has phantoms that fly, but they're 1 HP. But honestly, that's a pretty good thing she has, like, just the phantoms. Like, she's pretty good just without promotion. Like, I think both her and Pekora are good low investment usage units. If anyone's high investment of those 3, you get in that chapter, it's Moona. But yeah, these 2 pretty good at low investment. And at some point in the game, you get a lot of holo emblems. They probably want you to promote everyone in this hack, which, you know, it seems fair. It's Holo Live. Why don't you want to promote everyone? But, you know, like there's more universal stuff for Pekora to do, whereas Rushia, it's really just the phantoms, because then you just get a magic chip, and if you're using Risu, you already got a lot of that, and you might probably be using Miko because of her insane experience growth, and if you're using Lami, then you're using her for damage, you know, just for her staff usage, and if you're using Laplus, it's to get her the level up for her insane growths, because, you know, her class gives 50 stat caps, so she could be a good, she can be a really good end game boss killer, because there are some bosses in the end game that are pretty insane. But, like, yeah, Rushia can just stay there, honestly. I don't think I have much to say about her. She does recruit Ollie, but that's more of a secret event, so I'm not sure if you want to count that. But then again, thanks to that, it's the same reason you get the Holo Indonesia, like, Gaiden, which is really good for Reine, because Reine drops to A tier without that Gaiden, because she's only going to be useful for so long, because Chloe has reposition right here. So maybe you could count that as a mark for Rushia, that she gets Ollie, but that's a secret event. So maybe move Fauna down as well, because then again, it's a secret event. What are likely chances that you got Riley Spectrum on Fauna, or you got Ollie in the game, because they're both secret events? Maybe I should move Sora down there too because of that. Like, how likely is it that you got Aqua? Like, there are indicators in the game, but the thing is, I'm not sure if you can count secret events. It's like Thracia's FE5 Marita or Lexus Bravats thing. Like, in a blind playthrough, you probably might not know it, so Let's might be eh. But then if you get the Bravats on him, you know, it's pretty good. But if you're playing on Yabai mode, you probably already know most of these secrets, so I guess that the list can stay the way it is. Because, let's be honest, if you're playing on the harder modes of Fire Emblem, how are you not gonna know some of the secret things you can get? Like, if Conquest had a secret event that would let you get, like, let's say, something like the item Naga's Tear from Awakening, which increased all stats by 2 permanently, and HP plus 5 permanently. It wasn't Tiki's Tear where it was just temporarily for one map. No, it was permanently. Obviously, some people would be like, yo, you gotta get this unit to do the secret event, but then the same discussion would rise up. This unit gets you the secret event thing, but if the secret event is universal, then, I don't know. Like, it's, how much do you want to give it? You know, like, should we discount AZKi's usage of one map as a dancer to make the map go a little faster? Or should we discount Rushia's usage of many things? Because Rushia can tank. She's got pretty good tanking skills. But the thing is, she is pretty slow. She has high HP, though. I'll give her that. Let's see. Her growth rates are 5 strength, 55 magic, 35 skill, 50 speed, 20 luck, 60 defense and resistance, and 70 HP. With her bases looking like 40 HP, which is already pretty high for mage. 3 strength doesn't matter. 13 magic, 11 skill. Actually, why doesn't it see it there? Okay. Yeah, so skill is at 11, 9 speed, 9 luck, 14 defense, 15 resistance, 7 con, 5 move, and no leadership. Like, honestly, if Rushia had leadership, one of the best support units in the game. But obviously, Rushia can't have leadership because, you know, it's Peko land. Pekora's the one who gets the leadership. Like all the royals have really 2 leadership. Like, these 2 have 2 leadership. Then Null, which is in service of Luna, gets 1. And then Moona, who's the knight in service of Pekora, gets 1. So I think that's nice. But speaking of Moona, I think it's time to rate her. I don't know where I want to put Moona. Maybe below Louis. But she does get a better class than Louis and gets 1-star leadership. So maybe here is fine. I just don't... Like, she has good bases. Maybe this is... like, remember, this is based on a first-time playthrough. Let's look at her bases. 38 HP, which is pretty high. 16, whopping 16 strength, and she joins at level 16, I think, or 15. One of those two levels. 13 skill, 18 speed, 17. No wait, I think it's 18 skill. No wait, it's 18 speed. Never mind. And then I'm just reading it. I'm just confused with someone else. My apologies. 15 luck, but her defense is a bit, you know. Fuck. I'm reading this wrong because now I can't see the stats that are also there. Okay, I'm on the defense one. She has 15 defense, never mind. With 6 res, 7 move, 13 con, 1 leadership. These are good bases. These are really good bases. And let's look at those growth rates. Moona has 45 strength, 20 magic, 35 skill, 55 speed, 35 luck, 45 defense, 35 res, 50 HP. Not too impressive in the growth rates, like Louis, just like Louis. And she learns Nullify and Keep Up. I think Keep Up is the skill that Anya has, right? Yeah, it is Keep Up. If unit is within 3 spaces of an ally with Cancel or Cancel Plus, gains +2 move. Pretty sweet, if I'm telling you. Pretty effing sweet. But now, if we go back to Moona, right? She's a horse unit. She has 7 moves. She's already going to stay ahead of the pack. And if you promote her Paladin, that's 8 move. She has Luna. That skill is supposed to be Moonbow. The problem is, apparently the skill is bugged at the moment. And from the description, it seems Moonbow is going to be more consistent than Luna. So I'm going to wait until that's a thing. She learns Rally Res as well. Nullify. Unit is protected from all effective attacks. There aren't many Horse Slayers or Armor Slayers in the game. There are some Horse Slayers near the end. And honestly, it really don't matter. You don't get a lot of horse units, too. Like, let's see. The max horse units you can get. Assuming you promote Louis and Noel into horse units. And then I think Luna just promotes into either Mage Knight or Valkyrie. Then if... I don't know if Miko promoted to Sage. Yeah, I don't think Miko promotes to Sage. Who else is on horse? Who else is on horse? Let me see. Subaru. But I'm already counting Subaru in my head. That's 5 at the moment. I don't think Corona is classified as horse unit. There aren't many other horses in this game. Honestly, good thing that there aren't many flyers or horse units in this game. So it kind of increases their utility value. Like, if you promote Moona, she's gonna be pretty solid. Like, I think she's better than Subaru in combat-wise. But she joins so much later. In fact, maybe I'll just do this. Maybe I might be overrating her bases. But I think Luna has potential. Luna, not Luna. It's just there's Moona and Luna. Like, come on, I'm bilingual in Spanish and English. One's gonna be Moon, the other's gonna be Moon, but in Spanish, aka Luna. In fact, Luna should have Luna once Moonbow's resolved for Moona. Okay, I'm just rhyming things here. But yeah, I think the better of the two is probably Moona. Simply because she has actual speed, so she can take more of a hit than Subaru. Like, she's gonna be the player phase 1, Subaru's supposed to be the enemy phase 1. I think Subaru could use a buff in her bulk, but the fact Subaru joins way earlier kinda makes it that she can't be as bulky. But I think this is pretty decent for what it's supposed to be as a placement for Moona. Like, yeah, like Moona is just a solid combat unit, I think. In fact, maybe AZKi should go a little lower here. Because she's a trainee-ish unit. Maybe Bai is better than AZKi. I'll just do this. Yeah, I'll do that. That feels a little better. But yeah, Moona is not a unit to underestimate. Like, you want to use her early on. If you get her, if you plan on using her. But if you don't have slots on your team, or if you feel like your Subaru's leveled up a little better, that you think the speed won't matter much, then I think that's alright. But the fact she has a bunker speed stat kind of helps her out a ton. These two is really more of a case of who's the better Cavalier for you. Or if they're both pretty good and you can't decide, because there is no competition for promotion items. They all use the same promotion item. And once you pass Marine, everyone that joins you is a promoted unit to a certain degree. I think Scientist is an unpromoted unit. But that's about it. She's like the last trainee you get. Because the other units you get pre-promoted, pre-promoted, pre-promoted. Like even Ina's pre-promoted. And she can't even level up. She can't level up. She can't level up either. And then you might say, oh, but what about Corona? She promotes. Yes, but that's a Gaiden promotion. Essentially a tier 3 moment. So, yeah. I think Moona's there alright. But also, I'll rate Zeta now. Because she joins now, but permanently joins in Chapter 21. That's the Among Us chapter. I think I'll put Zeta around here. She's probably your second best thief in the game. After, like, Mume or Pekora. If anything, she's probably the worst of A tier. But she disappears for so long, so I'll just keep her around here. But yeah. Zeta, I think, is also pretty decent for the chapters you do get her. Like, bunker stats, really. But the game tells you she's gonna leave soon. So you don't want to give her much. Like, I think she comes with a Lance Reaver if you don't have any weapons on her. Or maybe that was just me that kept the Lance Reaver on her. She comes with a Lance Reaver. In fact, you get Zeta possibly before Moona, which is crazy. But I think Zeta leaving kind of hurts her a bit. Which kind of emphasizes you to use Pekora as your thief. Because Zeta joins in Chapter 21. So at that point, you should be figuring out who's going to be your mainstay units. Because those chapters are kind of really to prepare certain units. Like, obviously, the Gaiden for the Gen 0 units, the one that has Sora, AZKi, Suisei, and Miko isn't that hard. Just a lot of crit. So you can just use Kiara's Hoplite Guard. That was, like, this video is recorded after the playthrough's done, and the other videos were recorded in advance. So you'll see me get crit a lot. But that's because I forgot to put the Hoplite Guard. And I'll admit that, that's on me. But, yeah, the thing for Zeta, because I don't think I have much to say about Moona, aside from the one leadership. So that's also another reason I think she's better than Subaru. Zeta has 31 HP, 12 strength, 3 magic, 21 skill, 27 speed, 16 luck, 5 defense, 2 resistance, 6 move, 12 con. Like, she is a glass cannon. She is a glass cannon. Unless Zeta gets different bases, depending on when she comes back, but I do not think that's the case. Let me check. But let's look at the Zeta growth rates real quick and her skills. Zeta, where are you? V7. I cannot find her. Oh dear. Because I'm using the endgame file, so they're a bit out of order. Alright. The growth rates are 35 strength, 20 magic, 60 skill, 75 speed, 30 luck, 20 defense, 20 resistance, and 60 HP. Those are decent growths, and she's a thief, so that's pretty much expected. 12 con. She has more con than Pekora. Why does she have a lot of HP? I guess she does get different bases when you promote her late. I'm just trying to look for them here. I should have honestly prepared. And what I'm doing, I'm just going for my Among Us recording, because I think I might have checked her stats there. Because I think in Effie Builder, I only saw her like once. But yeah, Zeta doesn't learn any skills. I mean, she does learn not to be sus. She also learns, she has Assassinate, Infiltrator. If units within 2 or more spaces of enemies, she gains plus 3 damage and plus 15 hit. Honestly, pretty good. Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Now, she comes with a Sleep Sword and the Zeta Min. Okay, her stats are right here. It appears I might have written her stats incorrectly. Because I don't know how many levels I used her for, if I'm being honest. Maybe she got auto-leveled a bit. I guess I will be opening up FE Builder. If anything, my apologies if I got the thing wrong. Not now. Open the last saved ROM. There we go. But looking at the skills she gets, she also gets Shade and Assassinate. So she gets a lot of damage. She comes with the Sleep Sword at base. Not at base, I mean in the Among Us chapter, but at base she comes with the... I'm losing my words here. She comes with the Lance Reaver. I know she comes with the Lance Reaver and the Killing Edge in the chapter you get her first, which is the one where you get Pekora and stuff. Let's see. Zeta should be at the bottom, honestly. Zeta. I think her code is like B7 or something. I am struggling to actually look for her. Okay, she actually does have different bases. I'm actually astounded. I got those wrong, and I thought she had decent bases. Like, that makes a lot more sense considering at the point you get her back. Let's see, Rogue. Alright, we got the speed stat here for the Rogue. Zeta is also a Rogue. Character editor. She has 29 base speed. According to this one, you get the bottom, but I think that's the green version. Like, that's the green version. Because there's an enemy, because there's a green Ollie, there's a enemy Pekora, there's an enemy Moona. Yeah, these are the enemy versions. So that's definitely the green unit. Like, I think that's also an enemy Zeta. No, that's green unit Zeta. Because that's the one you see in the cutscene when they take away the paladin in one of the earlier chapters. So I'm looking for Zeta. Like, my apologies, this is taking a lot longer than it should. I found her. Oof. Okay, her unit base stats say 18 speed, so maybe I did write it correctly. Maybe it was the HP. The HP is pretty low, is what it says here. But if I open up the class editor, she has the character editor says, I mean not the character, the class editor, 9 base speed, so 9 plus 18 equals 27. No wait, I did write these correctly. Or maybe she's using a different version of the Rogue. Maybe there is a different version of the Rogue. Maybe it's gotta be in the in the original class set data. Because I think these might have been written wrong. No. I don't think I did. Oh dear, my apologies then. I don't know what's going on with Zeta. All I know is that I'm just gonna go off the bases I have here listed. Which are, like I said, now I've lost her here in the Excel sheet. I am amazed at the things I lose so easily. There she is. 31 HP, 12 strength. Yep, there it is. I think she's pretty decent, honestly. Like, she can be a good replacement for Pekora if you don't use Pekora, or if she just died. She's also got Shade, so it's less likely she'll be targeted by enemies. But I think that's alright, but she does have bunker bases. She's also there as a really, really useful chip bot unit for chapter, the Hololive Indonesia chapter. Like, you don't get to use her much, so her bases hold up till then. Oh wait, I think it's that her stats increase if you defeat the enemy Zeta. I think that's what it is. Like, I think I remember seeing something like, oh, stats increased by 5 or something. Honestly, I really don't remember, but all I know is that her bases are good. She's good. She's good for what she wants to do, but I think the better thief of the two is Pekora because of leadership, and the fact that if you level up Pekora, then give her the speed wings, she's gonna reach around 30 speed. Obviously, you can give it to Zeta, but there are points in the late game where that leadership from Pekora is gonna be really, really good. Like, even if you don't field her for combat, just having leadership stars is really good in Yabai mode. Like, her plus Sora, just 2 support units just for leadership, that's already 5. And then it's likely you're going to be using Null because she's bonkers. That's 6. And if you want to train up Laplus again, you know, if you're using redebuts on her, maybe she'll appreciate some extra levels. That's another one bit. Let's be realistic, you're probably not using Laplus on those hard-hitting chapters. Another one that also has 2, right? Like, if you're using Sora, it's likely you're already using Aqua too. That, like, I'm assuming that's 8. 8 leadership stars. And if you want to train up Moona just for cleanup, 9 leadership using Luna for her rescuing and staff utility. That goes up to 10, I think, if I'm doing the math correctly. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 9, 11. Nice. Oh, wait a minute. 12. 12 total leadership. Wow. Pretty good. Now let's go to Ollie. I think Ollie is probably also in the B tier. Probably not. Probably like this. The reason Ollie's just like down there is honestly because she's a good tank. Like, she's really good against the chickens, I think. And she's got the Devil's Pact thing going on. And she can be good against the, like, probably at base she's good against the generics you get in the whole Indonesia map, aka the excuse me. Ooh, I had the yawn there. What I want to say, the non-boss units from that Gaiden chapter. The non-boss units from that chapter. And she has pretty good growth rates too, just not in her offenses. Like, I'm gonna look at all these skills real quick. She also gets a promotion, I think. Like, if you beat the boss version of Ollie, she promotes. I think that's what it is. She gains Provoke. She has Miracle, so she's surviving. Bracing Stance, +4 defense and resistance, yeah. Oh no, wait a minute. Now I remember. She gets a Brave Weapon if you defeat the evil version of Ollie. Devil's Whim, yeah, that's the devil weapon effect. And then Counter. And I think she should get a promotion, because she starts at a unpromoted class, and her growth rates in the offenses are awful. Like, Strength 35, 10 Magic, 20 Skill, 5 Speed. Those things aren't going up too much soon, except for the Strength, probably. But everything else, the Luck, Defense, Resistance, and HP, that's 150. And these bases? Let's look for Ollie. 50 HP, 12 Strength, 3 Magic, 8 Skill, 6 Speed, and 10 Luck, 10 Defense, 10 Resistance, 4 Move, 8 Con. Honestly, Ollie could use a little bit of love in the move department, because then she just becomes like a hybrid-ish Armor Knight. She has Miracle, which is pretty good against the chickens if the chickens aren't critting her. But then again, you know, we'll get to that later, because... But actually, that is a good point. She could get crit. But then again, I think if the enemies crit, like, then they'll just damage each other? I don't know. But basically, the way you get Ollie is with Rushia. So that's why I was saying, does that count for Rushia's viability or something, that she gets Ollie? And having Ollie is already one step closer to having the Holo Indonesia map, which if you defeat the boss Reine, you know, which is pretty easy to defeat, honestly, you get Reine with absolutely bonkers stats, and she becomes useful again, and she can use Reprecision again and Rally Speed again. Like, you know, and she has her own personal weapon, Dire Thunder. And we already know Fire Emblem Heroes and Fire Emblem 5. So you know that weapon's pretty good. Or even then, she's just going to be doing chip, or if anything, quadruple chip and Wind Disciple. Like, my goodness, Reina can be good. Like, Reina's viability on S pretty much depends if you go the Holo ID, you know, the Holo Indonesia chapter. But enough of that, because I don't think there's much to say for Ollie. Like, she's just there. Like, you can train her up if you want. Funny shenanigans. Like, she's more of a secret character, I think. But then again, that secret character lets you get the biggest upgrade for one of your early units and make her even better. Because I know Chloe has Reprecision and Swap, but having another Reprecision is going to be better than having two Swaps. Because Swap is better for Amelia than it is for Chloe. But another Rally Speed alongside Rally Spectrum, pretty nice, because skill, yeah, you're just going to be hitting things a lot more. But the thing is, that skill, Rally skill, is on Watame. So it's like, you know, you either want her to buff you up, or you want to get the skill level up. But Reina, she can just decide to give you that speed, you know? And if you already got an accurate unit, like, let's say an archer with sure shot, maybe Miko's ridiculous levels, or Risu being the overtuned way she is, or maybe you've already promoted Laplus at the end game, you know, for the final map, the Rally Speed's just going to work out even better. And Rally Speed will prevent some people from getting doubled, too. So it's like, you know, you get Ollie, you better make sure you're going to that Holo Indonesia Gaiden, Holo ID Gaiden. But Ollie, you know, she's a decent tank. I think there's a way to make her work a little better, because you have 150 in your defensive gross and HP. And in luck, too. So that Devil's Pact is probably a chance that the enemies hurt themselves. So it's like, why isn't Ollie that great? And I think it would have to do more so with the Holo Indonesia chapter. Because I'm pretty sure there's a way to promote Ollie. I think there's a way to promote everyone here if they have their stats cap at 20. I'm pretty sure they're going to have some way to promote. And she has a con. She's not going to be capturing anything, but do you really need her to capture anything? She's not going to be able to hit, you know? So it's like, eh. No, eh. But in that same chapter, right? You could say Ollie's a bit of a support unit in the way she just tanks hits for others. And probably deals a bit of damage with the Devil Reverser. I wonder who's going into automatic A tier. Just because of Rally Spectrum alone. It's Kiara. I'm sorry, like, what are you doing with Kiara, honestly? I already said this about Fury. It increases your strength and magic by 6, defense and resistance by 6, and speed plus 6. Just like in Heroes, where it increases your attack by 6. But obviously, there's a strength and magic split, so you gotta raise up both. And deals plus 6 damage after combat. Okay, but in Fire Emblem Heroes Fury, never increase your stats by 6. It increased them by 3 or 4, depending if you got Fury 4 or something. Then you would get double the but then, like, let's say you had Fury 3, you would get 6 damage. But, you know, 3 ain't much, so, you know, increase it to 6. I think my Kiara's still like at almost base level, because her growth rates are 40 in everything except for skill, defense, and HP. She has 30 defense and 90 HP, but 0 skill. This unit is definitely meant to, you know, oh, she's just going to do Capture Bot and, you know, rallies. I also gave her Acrobat just for that. And Reincarnation. Upon defeat, unit revives and once and gains stats. Maybe I should have been using Reincarnation on her, because then she can get bonker stats, I think. But the thing is, Kiara's probably never seen much combat, because you want her to rally and capture. She has 18 con. 18 con. I didn't even read her bases. You know what? I think she might still be at her base stats. Let me read the one my Kiara has at the moment. 20 strength, 1 magic. Magic does not matter. She has really low magic. Like, that's a 1 base. 18 skill, 20 speed, 6 luck, 13 defense, 10 resistance. And this is without Fury. So with Fury, those stats go a little up. Oh, and 50 HP. Let's look at the base stats on the Excel sheet. Let's see. Kiara. 47 HP, so she got 3 levels of HP. 4 levels of strength. Magic still at base. 18 skill, 20 speed. She never leveled up speed, huh? 5 luck, 13 defense, 8 resistance, 6 move, 18 con. Huh. She leveled up resistance twice. She leveled up skill twice, I think. And magic is never leveled up. She leveled up strength 3 times, but she has 90% HP, so yeah. Maybe that's to do with Fury, the way she gains her stats. But she also gains 0 skill. So I don't know how Reincarnation works exactly. But even without Reincarnation, like, probably with Reincarnation, you can make her one of the bonkers combat units. But the thing is, she's probably contributing a lot more than Mume in the late game, because Mume's probably going to be benched at that point. Probably more than Polka. Like, she can rally for all stats except move. But at that point, you're going to be running into enemies, you know, the cleared away, you know. And Polka's going to want to do some item trading shenanigans, because there's going to be a bunch of maps in the late game that are big. You will want Polka for the move and for the item management. So it's most likely she's not going to be rallying up the units you want to get there on time. And sure, Kiara won't help with that because she doesn't give move. But Kiara gives so many stats. She gives skill and speed. That's already helping out your accuracy and not being doubled. Then she helps you out your magic and strength. That's a lot of defense. Not defense, I mean attack power against her defense. And then she gets resistance. She gives resistance and defense and luck. Like, what do you want? And it's +7. It's +7. She's good. She's really good just for that. And I'm not even taking Reincarnation into effect because I never used it. Because you don't need Reincarnation on her because she's just that good. Like, she just joins and it's automatically, alright, you're being fielded every chapter because of Rally Spectrum. Like, that's a tiebreaker in so many things. Heck, you could dance for her and then rally up other units that are about to tank some bosses. Because in Chapter 13, the chapter after this, Aqua moves, and if your Sora gets doubled or can't take much of a hit, this helps a lot. This helps a lot. And then you can have, like, you know, maybe AZKi's Inspiring Tune or some other character that reduces damage. But with Rally Spectrum, wow, she doesn't need to be in position for those things. Like, maybe I'm overhyping Rally Spectrum a lot. Maybe you don't need it. But maybe you do. It's a really helpful game changer. That's why Fauna's probably up. Like, if Fauna doesn't have that secret event to learn Rally Spectrum, I think she'd go to the bottom of A. Because I can't discount Selection's usage. Because Selection's a good weapon. It's 1-2 range and negates defense. Like, how are you not going to tell me? You know, it's basically rifle, but early. But, you know, Mume moment. And, you know, like, Mume's still useful, even without it. Fauna needs that. But Kiara, you could say, oh, just get her to die so she can get the stats, dude. She's going to be good combat. I believe you. I believe you that she's probably going to have good combat. But I don't want to kill her because every turn she's in, I'm like, okay, Rally Spectrum, because, like, what the heck? That's insane. Why would I not use her for Rally Spectrum? She's not going to be doing much combat. I might as well get her to do that. But you could also get her to die a few times just to, you know, get some stats in case you need a bit of cleanup. The same way Moona does cleanup. But Rally Spectrum, everybody! Rally effing Spectrum. Maybe I'm gassing her up too much. I'm sorry. But let's just go to like B tiers. Probably Matsuri can belong here. I don't think Matsuri's the worst unit in the game. She's a trainee unit though. But like the thing I want to say with Matsuri is that she's a trainee unit. Yeah. Those growth rates they ain't gonna be the best. I mean, yeah, I mean at the bases. Her growth rates, I think she learns aptitude at base. Okay, she has aptitude and she has cultured and ideology. Maybe she learns ideology later. No, she learns ideology later. Oh, and she learns Night Aspirant. When above 75% health, gain plus 2 damage and 15 avoid. Nice. Neat. Let's look at those growth rates. So she, without aptitude, she has 45 strength, 25 magic, 40 skill, 40 speed, 35 luck, 40 defense, 30 resistance, 65 HP. Then you add all that plus 20, and they're, you know, they become pretty solid growth rates. You know? And if you get a special guidance with her, which requires you to have Aki, Fubuki, which is right here, and obviously herself, it's a guidance that she can just level up in if you didn't want to level her up in her chapter. But honestly, I'd say try leveling her up in the chapter you get her, because like she can chip and probably get a level, and you know you have Amelia there to help as well. Like you want to train up Matsuri in her debut chapter or in any other chapter, you know, before you get that guidance. I think it's also one of the 21 guidance. Like, is it one of the chapter 21 guidance? Let me check. Because it's a 3-unit map and all the enemies are super weak. Like, if you're not using Matsuri, you can just bombard it with everyone. Let's see here. Let's see. It's not Identity. It's not Unbreakable Bond. Ah, it's Knight's Redemption. Yeah, it's chapter 20X. There are 4 chests as well. And all the units are super weak. Like, yeah. Maybe you don't want Matsuri at base here because she's only gonna get 9 levels. And then she's gonna miss out. And she promotes to Master Knight, which of all things, you know? So I think you kinda want her to promote before her chapter ends. Because you get her in 13. And the chapter she gets this guidance, which is made for her, is chapter 20X. You get her in chapter 13. You get her in chapter 13. And if you recruit her with Luna, right? Or with Noel, anyone from the Candy Kingdom, not anyone, just Luna or Noel, she can then recruit Shion. So if you don't feel comfortable bringing Choco, or if Choco's just busy doing something else, she can recruit Shion. But like, honestly, I think Matsuri depends on how much you train her. She can promote to be a Master Knight, so it's kind of that Leaf thing. But my tip and advice, have her promote to Cavalier or just Armor Knight, whatever you want, before chapter 20X. So then she can level up more levels in that chapter as, you know, a class that reaches 20 in stats. So maybe she'll cap something before her promotion, and then she might have usable stats at that point. Or if you're training Matsuri in other chapters, that's also fine. Because, like, let's say you give her a few levels in her Cavalier or Armor Knight classes, right? Then you could just, probably then re-debut her back to level 1 if you got, like, only a few levels on her. Just to make sure she gets a lot more stats. Like, oh yeah, that's right, she's also one of the Horse Unit candidates. And she learns Light Magic as a Master Knight. Yes, she promotes the Master Knight. She has swords already and axes. But, like, if she promotes the General, Great Knight, or Paladin, she's already going to have those. But she also learns Staffs and Light Magic. And that B rank, too. Like, all the weapons are at B rank. So, she's pretty good. I'd say she's pretty good. She definitely needs a lot more help. Because the stats don't start doing much. Like, she's definitely super tanky to a degree, but not super tanky, just a little tanky. But you want to give her a bit of that trainee treatment. And if you don't want to give her the trainee treatment, then, you know, you're not going to be using Matsuri then. And I wouldn't say that you really have to. Matsuri's not that important. And her bases are pretty low either way because, you know, trainee. 19 HP, 5 strength, 2 magic, 4 skill, 5 speed, 7 luck, 4 resistance, 4 defense, and 4 move. But she does have an impressive 9 con. She can capture better than most of your other units at that point if you have her going to promotions. Let's see how much con mine has at the moment. Let's see. 12 con. Definitely not good for rescuing. But you know what I mean. She's good for... Actually, yeah, that is a negative. She promotes a Master Knight. She won't be able to capture well. Never mind. That's just good for like weapons. Never mind. The best capture units in the game are the infantries. And yeah, I think that's good enough for Matsuri. There isn't much to say. She's a trainee unit, probably better than Amelia because she actually has growths and kind of worth it payoff. Kind of worth it. But after that, let's go to Shion. I probably think it goes a bit like this. Probably Louis down here. Shion, maybe I'll just keep her in bench / unused. Because I legitimately don't have anything to say about her. I think Shion is alright. Let's look at her base stats. 28 HP, pretty low. Probably even for a mage. Let's see, who else joins with lower HP than her? That's also a mage. Actually, no one. Heck, Kobo, who joins 2 chapters later, has higher HP, but she's a pre-promo, so that doesn't matter. Huh. I think she could use an HP buff, if I'm being honest. She has 5 strength, 16 magic, which is pretty high. Like, if Moona was praised for having 18 speed, she should be praised for having 16 magic. 12 skill. She can use anima, so that doesn't hurt her as much. 13 speed, 12 luck, 13 defense, 20 res. Like, she joins with capped res. She's a magic tank. 5 move, 8 con. I early promoted her because I was getting a lot of holo emblems, so I wasn't fielding her anymore, but I did just in case. Like, I don't think I ever gave her much levels, honestly. Let's see here. The skills she has are Silent Pride, gain 2 damage and take -2 damage per 25% below max HP, alright? She has Glacies and Drive Magic. But I think that might be Summoner skills, or maybe she does have those skills at base. She learns Devil's Pact, like the Ollie thing, which is great. And Botan, great support. If anything, I know she's a witch, just like Risu, but I think Summoner might be better for her. She could be a Summoner like Rushia. But Rushia can already do it without promotion, so if you don't have a promotion item for Rushia, then yeah. Huh, it says here she has 4 con. Maybe I wrote that wrong. 4 con. Yeah, I think I did write that wrong. No, wait. It says here she has 8 con. Why does she have 8 con? Maybe it's a promotion thing, I don't know. But her growth rates are kind of on the lower side too. 20 strength, 55 magic. 55 magic and 40 speed or 50 luck is pretty nice. 60 HP, 45 defense, 10 defense. I mean, 45 resistance, 10 defense. That is 60 HP, 50 luck, 40 skill and speed. I think Shion could use a little bit of help. Like, she's decent filler, and she can also promote into the Flying Witch class. Or she can just be another summoner for you if you're using a lot of summoners. And you get her in chapter 13, so you have It's Not Cosplay to promote her. But you want to get that chapter over quickly, so you kind of want to get Marine there as soon as possible. It's also a good Marine training chapter, especially with Rally Spectrum. And then you got Set Sail Marine, which is where you know, uh, you got Ina. You know, like, you got Ina in that chapter. But, I don't know. Hold on, I was just looking at something here. Because I missed out on Ina when I was playing this chapter originally. So I was just looking at things, honestly. I was just looking at them here. But Shion, I think, runs into a bit of an AZKi problem. It's like, maybe AZKi might be a little better in her. But Shion has better stats, so maybe I just put her right here, I guess. I honestly don't know much to say about Shion. Maybe I'll just put her in bench test unused. I didn't even use her much in her debut chapter. Maybe I used her to chip one enemy and that's about it. Then it was promotion time because I thought I needed to promote everyone for some reason. Actually, no, wait. I did use her in the guidance chapter where you need Choco, Shion, and Subaru alive. You need those 3 units alive. That's also the chapter you get Ayame. Maybe I'll talk about Ayame next. Because, honestly, I don't have much to say about Shion. She's just there. Like, she can be another Risu if Risu's being good for you. Or maybe she can just be a magic tank if you want her to be. She's serviceable. She's serviceable. She can give magic support. I think I just didn't use her to the most of the ability. Or maybe, if you're gonna use her, promote her to Flying Witch if you're also using Rushia, because one Phantom is enough. You know, it's not like you're gonna need 2 Phantoms for 2 different enemies, you know? Maybe in certain maps where units are forcibly divided. But that's about it, really. And once you get chapters like that, you're gonna start getting things like probably the best Phantom summoner in the game. Not because of their stats, but because of the Phantom they summon. But, you know what? I'll talk about Ayame, since I talked about Shion. I think Ayame could go maybe around here. Because Ayame has something unique to her. She has a unique weapon. And I think she might also still be almost at base. Ayame. And the rain just started. Okay, let's look at her base stats. Ayame has 31 HP, 21 strength, 2 magic, 23 skill, 22 speed, 19 luck, 8 defense, 8 resistance, 6 move, 9 con. Okay, she's a glass cannon. What do you want me to do? Not much. Because her growth rates are 35 strength, 10 magic, 50 skill and speed, 80 luck, 30 defense and resistance, 35 HP. She's glass cannon. She also has poise. +1 move negates enemy hit bonus from weapon triangle advantage, which is great. Crit boost and lucky 7. +20 hit and avoid until the 7th turn. She also learns adept at level 30, and life taker at 40. Like, she's a glass cannon, but she can definitely make it all back. And her purple weapon, Asura, has 11 might, Slayer effect, 90 hit, 60 crit. Like, she is critting everything that she will, you know, come intact to. But, like, you know, that's pretty good. I wouldn't put her here because, like, you get a lot of other sword units like Aqua, and if your Pekora's leveling up, well, maybe she can become one. So Assassinate and Death Spoil Moment. And not even just that, you get other combat units too. Like, she's pretty good. I think she does have her biggest use. Like, I think she would have her biggest use in the Set Sail Marine Island. But you get, that's chapter 15, not island, I mean map. You get in chapter 16 nets. But she joins. But this Set Sail Marine chapter is in chapter 15. She's pretty good, I'd say, for Shrine of Seiso. So you can get rid of the generic enemy monsters. And then for the weapon. And also for Here Comes Hope. Like, a lot of these maps are you facing a lot of monsters. Like, the last map you actually face, like, human enemies is the end game. And wow, even in some of the later guidance, Asura will come in useful. Like, maybe just for that, I'll put her, like, here. Maybe like this. This should be fine. Because Slayer and being able to one-hit KO some of the enemies will be great. She's not going to one-hit KO, like, the mage monsters, because they have Miracle. But with Adept, she can just two-tap them. Like, I don't think she's going to be a long-term unit if, you know, if you've already got, like, Slayer usage. But having another one isn't so bad. It's just that, once you, like, obviously you get her in Chapter 16 nets. The next Sword Master you get that isn't Fubuki, we'll get to her in a specific moment, is Iroha. And Iroha has a better case use for the end game than Ayame. But I think Ayame still has her use. I definitely don't think that she's better than the Power Staff thing Lamy can get going on. And Lamy can also learn Slayer. The problem is, Lamy's a staff unit. She's gonna take a while to get there unless you early promote her. But then again, this game feels a bit like Fates in terms of its stats, where maybe promoting too early wouldn't be too good because the promotion bonuses aren't that great. Like, they're mostly just ones. You're lucky if you get a 3. Like, GVA promotions that are not FE6 genuinely make me, you know, go, why bother promoting early? But there are uses to promoting early. It just kind of feels sometimes, you know? Like, it helps out a unit stats, you know? But I think Ayame has a pretty good use. Like, it's Ayame too. So why not? You know, don't you want to go yo on your enemies? I think she's pretty decent. Like, honestly, if you don't get the guidance chapter, she's gonna be lost underground forever, which is pretty sad. At the same time, you don't need to worry. You'll be fine. Except for Ayame. And, like, the chapter she joins has some decent treasure. Like, you get another Hollow Emblem there, which is pretty great. So, you know, Ayame's pretty useful. I just don't think that she's kind of fighting for a spot on the team. Like, maybe if you're lacking some Slayer usage, she'll be good in case you face one of the Hellhound dogs. They're pretty annoying. Like, the most annoying ones are probably the mages, because the dogs, you know, they're gonna negate your defense, but they do like 20 damage. Just put a high HP unit there, make sure they hit or one-shot. You basically have a machine for that. It's called Null. But Null can't be there at all places at once, so that's what gives her use. I think she has better use than all of these guys put here. Because Suisei's early capture is great. But there aren't too many units that have as high con as her. And then you get Null, who can just basically replace Suisei if you're running tight on spots, you know? And the rain just seemed to stop. So, come on, rain. You're gonna pelt down or what? But, yeah. I think Ayame's pretty good. And thanks to me ranking Ayame now, I can rate all of the gamers together when I get to them. Also, what's left of the sea and water creatures. Because I did Aqua early, and she's a sailor. But yeah. The next one to rate we'll be doing is Marin. And boy, oh boy, do I have a lot to say about Marin. When it comes to these two, Marin and Suisse, I think Marin probably ends up being the better late game option. And Marin, I think she has really good stats. at base. Oh yeah, she does. Okay, let me read these out. 37 HP. She's 3 points away from capping the unpromoted cap. I think that's how it works in Path Radiance. Path Radiance is essentially GBA but in 3D. But someone can correct me in the comments. 18 strength, bonkers. She's 2 level ups away from just capping it. 3 magic. How much skill are you packing, Marine? 13, not that high, could be a little higher. 18 speedy, damn. 8 luck, aww. 13 defense, alright. But 6 res. She's not gonna be facing many magic units. And she has 5 moves, just like unpromoted infantry. And 11 con. The 11 con was expected. Now let's look at those growth rates. 70 HP, 60 strength, 10 magic. Magic don't matter. 30 skill, that's rough. 60 speed, 35 luck, 40 defense, and 15 resistance. And here's my hot take. As a berserker, yeah, she can probably like double twice and crit probably, but I think her being a warrior is gonna be way better for her. Let me explain. Let's go to Marine. See what skill she has. Because honestly, her skill problem can just be solved by giving her the skill seal when you get later. And it prevents criticals too. So it helps out her luck. Like, unironically, that's reserved for Marine. And the skills Marine learns? Oh, she learns none. But she likes women in pirate ships and she's 30. And 150 centimeters. She's tiny. That's why her con is pretty low. But, she has white pool. Plus attack plus 5 and attack speed plus 5. To adjacent allies. She also has ideology, cultured, nice thighs, and thanks to Berserker, she learns that's fair. Like, honestly, remove crit. I'm not going to count crit plus 15. That's already on the Berserker in general. But I want you to know how much it affects giving someone plus 5 attack and AS. You could position her and Amelia to have someone defeat a boss like it's nothing. Like, just melt them through butter. She also has the 3 thigh skills. You know what that means, right? She can help Miko move if Amelia's not nearby, or any unit that you give culture to. Because, yes, you get the cultured scroll later. Honestly, I think Marine is probably A tier. An A tier unit. Like, she has really good combat. And I think she's better as a warrior than she is as a berserker. Let me explain. She's gonna have trouble hitting things, right? Just like most berserkers will. But the thing with warrior, she can attack from bow range and have Amelia in a safe space too. And Amelia's unpromoted, so she won't be moving much. Like, Amelia promotes pretty late. And she's gonna be giving other units that white pool effect if she didn't kill the enemy. You know, like if you're facing a boss, or if you're having her next to a tank with the hatchet, and if someone has culture, they wait their turn next to Maring, or just attack and then attack something else. She's giving a lot, you know, like, and if they have ideology, she's also there. Like, she's giving out support, and she has the speed and strength to deal damage. It's gonna suck that she loses water walking, and you want that water walking effect, I think, for the ship chapter. But honestly, you just want to get to places before the ships start with the rain, so you can recruit Ina. And even then, like, Ina's not the end of the world, but she can definitely make one of the final maps a bit iffy. So I'd say, like, Marin, if you didn't give her any kills in the previous chapter, okay, fine. Like, there are some maps that water walking is nice, like the one we fight Iris, but there are cliffs, so you can't just water walk your way there. So what's the point of promoting to Berserker? Like, the one who benefits from Berserker more is Suisse, and you can fix up her speed as well, but her speed is just way too low. You know, and your coffees can go to something else And your speed wing can probably go to one of your thieves who have Steel Plus and decent combat. Or if you gave it to Choco, speed wings is already a dibs on her, you know? But Marin's just really freaking good, and she can dish out damage too. Like, thanks to her supportive capabilities and her being able to double and stuff, like, why not? Come on, let me sing Ahoy, Treasure Bots, Bishoyo Pirates, Papai Mask. Let me sing all of it, and it's all in praise of Marin. But I still think, like, these characters have a bit more to give. Like, she learns Double Lion and gives accurate chip when you need it. She's a trainee unit, and I think there's more potential in Magic Girl than there is Flyer, but she can still do Flyer utility, which is pretty great. And then there's Thief utility with Leadership. Like, what the hell? She's another Pern. She's Pern with worse stats. Like, worse stats relatively, because in Thracial stats cap at 20. Misses 3 Leadership, and I get one of the better sword units of the game. Well, one of the better combat units, aka Miss Ether and Sword Fair. Then there's possible early game selection, and if you get Rally Spectrum, 2 Rally Spectrums! Rally move and your Convoy. Transportable Convoy, so you don't need to get to Amelia for Convoy. Then there's probably Miss... I'm gonna deal a really ton of damage with my bow, because I'm gonna hit really hard. Because from before the nerf, she was shooting. From what I'm seeing people describing her, she was shooting nuclear bombs at people. Hey, Roboco's the one with the fucking rifle. So what are you doing with bombs? Where do you get that from the future? Early thief utility and possible late game usage because of civilization. Then there's Amelia, like I've already explained early on. Then there's Risu, the possible overturned unit, and then the 5 gods of melee. Actually, they're not the 5 gods of melee. I just called them... I don't know why I wanted to say that. I just saw that there were 5, and I just went, oh, let me do a melee reference. Like, you have rally speed and reposition for a good while of the game after her stats are done. And if you get the Holo ID Gaiden, she gets Dire Thunder, really good stats, like 80 HP. Like, come on. The Dancer... I mean, the Dancer is always going to be S. What do you want me to do? Miss Camilla with a lance, but no magic. And the lady with possibly the highest amount of stats you can get in the game. No, wait, that actually goes to Laplus. Actually, she and Laplus have the same thing, but Miko can just get there earlier. So maybe Laplus could go up a bit, but Laplus, you have to train her up, and if you don't get her Gaiden, yeah. Actually... You know what? That's fair. I'll move Laplus up a bit. And then there's the Bonkers unit themselves, Null, who even with the nerfs is still pretty good in my opinion. So yeah, I'm just gonna move Laplus up a bit. If anything, maybe this, maybe like this, because Marin is pretty good, but like Laplus is a possible super unit for the late game and then leadership. But Marin's still pretty good. Marin's still pretty good. Like, don't get me wrong. She's amazing. I like using Marin. Like, the amazing part was probably a bit more emphasized. I just like Marin. And me seeing one of my Oshis be good, this kind of lights up a nice warm fire in me. I'm like, yay, I can use them. Which, you know, we'll get to you later. And so, 2 Corone. You know, these are my 2 other Oshis in here. And then, you know, she's Corone adjacent, so I like her too. She's Mio adjacent, so I like her too. And like, you could just say gamers, Hololive Gamers is an Oshi. But if we ever get a Holo Emblem too, and everyone who's here is not in it, and I'm guessing everyone else from the other gens would be there, then the 2 Oshis would be Elizabeth and Nerissa. Actually, probably all of Justice and then Nerissa. But then that would be getting off topic. Huh, either way, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay! Oh dear. Being a whole life fan is pretty fun.